shared my story with that many people. It came out of me the day I found out my birth mom was looking for me. So it was one of those things. I was holding my baby, I was breastfeeding her, looking down on her, and suddenly felt the need to write something down. So it was a rough draft, to say the least, and it's been edited maybe 3 times now. But I just feel like there's a lot in me that I haven't taken pen to paper. And I really want people to see that we all have a story, we all have angst, we all have sin, we all have histories, and God is always there for me.
A Korean adoptee, a story about me. Korean adoptee, these words that don't connect to me, these words that don't feel me, you see. Can you understand me? Have you ever cried for your mama? Today I got a call. It was from the agency saying she had reached out to me. My sister had an intuition. When she got that certified envelope that week, she said she couldn't sleep a wink. 3 years ago, I met Korea, and while I was there, I found my birth family. Hello, Uncle, blood of mine. Experienced it like seeing my dad for the first time, except he had died 2 years before, to be exact. On my birthday was the fact. Grandmother, too, she had passed away a year before we had boarded that plane. She brought the family to Christianity, some answers no longer empty. I wailed that day and thought I was okay. Have you ever cried for your mama? Here's the script, my explanation of my life's station. I was adopted from Korea when I was 2, my sister 5, how do you do? American life receive, I perceive the need to smile, never grieve. We were adopted into a beautiful home, 2 blonde brothers, 2 Korean brothers to call our own, making us a family of 8, pool, trampoline, basketball court, things are great. I had began to thrive. It had been a long time since anyone had seen me cry. Not since that time my sister was kicked out at 17, chasing her own dream. Perhaps the trauma of being separated from her got to me, but I didn't want to get got. By now I'm 33. Mom, can you hear me? She sleep on my lap so quietly. I lift her up to suckle me. She needs me ultimately. I give her nourish emotionally. When she has a fever, I am there, appeasing her every care, waiting for her stare to turn into toothy grin. God, what happened when I was 2 in an orphanage, then flew to family new? They say I screamed my way to the USA, landed in my father's arms, okay. I was a short, cute, squinty-eyed kid, and I had memorized my script. I'm adopted from Korea. Aren't your parents great? Yeah. See, I'd explained myself, but didn't know how to, why I saw the world through white eyes and my own look I despised. Stabbed my eyes to perform my own plastic surgery, no cut made except the consequence within me. Memory of being ashamed of my dark skin and figured I couldn't be white or in. Self-diagnosed condition called the embarrassing feeling, learned what it meant to hit the invisible ceiling. I could stare down anyone and decide not to smile. When my mom would tuck in her little girl, I would treat her vile. I would call her out of her name, piling up layers of internal shame. Always had to explain my American name. Fear masked is just anger. Angry girl because her life is so good. Angry because she just can't pin it. Like a life test without an answer, have you ever cried for your mama? For every time you've been rude to someone, for every time you've been terrible to your parents, for every time you've been unforgiving to yourself, who can feed me? I need nourishment. Perhaps I've been crying since we were separated. Have you ever cried for your mama? A true child's cry? It led me ultimately to you, my husband and my God. God of my past, living in me presently. My future is having 3 families. I am living in that diversity. American, Dutch, Korean. Today I got a call. She reached out to me. My presently is waiting patiently. I'm leaving now off to meet her, and yes, I will greet her. My birth mom, lost and now found, God knew all along, and he astound. It was me who felt I had lost my original family, but through God's grace, he made my Asian eyes see. He had them safe all along in New York City. This is my story. This non-boring script, he wrote it in me. Now I speak this out loud so that my hard veneer isn't just an act. When you're tired of acting out, God will capture your heart. True bravery is facing what needs to be healed. Cry out for your mama. Cry out like my baby for her mama. Be wrapped in the bosom of God. This is my story. This is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story. This is my song, praising my Savior